Yeah, thank you. Now, today I'd like to actually, part of the welcome is basically I'm going to do a little welcome in Adnyamathanha, and then I want to talk about the fire and Damien, this little bit of wilder there, will just write on when I tell you, all right, and explain the importance of the fire. I'm going to do a little welcome to country song and sing a song about Yulu's travel down here to Ikara. And that's basically the process here. I've got a certain number of certain minutes to work to, and if minutes haven't run out, I might do an extra song. How's that sound? Has a bit of a plan. Naku? One day come on and know that. One day come on and ngopla yatanga. Inang within ngopla mindamaranga ngopla one yipi. Water mat yura inang. Yulo na mar inang within man ngopla mindamaranga. No could ever nangi langoplin witty ngotaka. One do which muton ngoplin. Ngopla yakati. Ari, Yanan ngopla yatatari. Ya yedne in witty ngotamanand. Ngopun na ngotan. So basically, we here, we're in the presence of our ancestral spirits, Yulu, our great creator, his spirit is among us, and the spirits of our ancestors. They are watching us and making sure that we do the right thing, and then our children, the next generation, will come in and take over from where we left off. So it's an important day, and we welcome everybody here to be a part of this very special day of celebrating our new journey. Now, there's a Welcome to Country song that I'd like to do. It's a song that had been originally written especially for Dame Kiri Twanawa, who came here for opera in the outback. And our women have been performing it since '97. But it was a song that my late uncle and I, with some of the women, put this song together, especially for that occasion, but we now use it as a part of Welcome to Country. It talks about people's journey to this area. Adnyamathanha new Yanangata a hitting a yatamuni Ikara manajana huri Adnyamathanha wonda kapula Howing about Kapanaga na Ojamatni Talitan a ring of Alanaka Ikara manajana huri Adnyamathanha huri wonda kapula Adnyamathanha hoteni Yanhangatanga idninga yatanuni Ikara manajana huri Adnyamathanha huri wonda kapula Owing about Kapanaga na which a money Italy hearing a Kalanaka Ikara manajana huri Adnyamathanha huri wonda kapula Adnyamathanha yakati Yanangata hidning a yatamuni Ikara manajana huri Adnyamathanha huri wonda kapula Owing about Kapanaga na Wajamani Yatalinga Yaringa Kalanaga Yuraka Manajana Huri Adnyamathanha Ngawunda Kapula Adnyamathanha Ngawunda Kapula Adnyamathanha Ngawunda Kapula. Yeah, I need this. Your throat. I need this. Thank you.
Where's the interpreter?
Yeah, I just flew in yesterday from New Zealand, so I'm a bit jet lagged and whatever else. But anyway, Damien, if you wouldn't mind putting some of the wool on the fire. See, fire, put the lot on there, please. That knuckle. See, fire is an important part of our networking with the spirits. You know, like people will pick up their mobile phones and, you know, Wi-Fi, networking with the world. This is our networking with the spirits. And it's important that see that the fire signals through this valley here and asking the spirits to bless us. And we have we'd like them to honour what we are about to do. We also telling the spirits, the unwanted spirits, to stay away. I never ever thought how important the fire was until, you know, recently as we're getting older. Like I know when we grew up, between our homes, when we go out, hunting and food gathering, between our homes and the bush, we'd make a fire. Between the cemeteries and our camp, we'd make a fire. And that was just a routine thing, unquestionable. Why? If it was to tell the spirits that we're piggybacking with us, to come as far as the fire but not follow us home. So that was the important way of telling the spirits, yes, we know you're here, we know you're among us, but this is as far as you come with us. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm actually saying to the spirits, the good spirits, to stay with us, give us the guidance, but also the unwanted spirits to stay away. Let us get on with making a successful and having a successful day and successful future. So now I'd like to do another culturally important, I'd like to share another important information with you about the flag. See, you'll notice on the flag you got blue and you got the brown. Blue represents the Vachalpa people, the Blue Rock people, the South Wind people, the Mathuri people. And the brown represents the Adnyamathanha, and that's the Red Rock people. See, we made up of two different groups, Aurdu and Mathuri, North and South Wind. So the blue represents the South Wind, Blue Rock people. The brown represents the Aurdu, the brown or Red Rock people, the North Wind. You need both winds. You need blue to grow the produce, and the brown, to ripen the produce for us to eat and so on. You need the north and the south wind. Now, when the flag was originally designed, it was designed by a group of children at Adnyamathanha school. And the main instigator for it was our late uncle, Uncle Gordon. He actually said that we need a nation's flag, an Adnyamathanha flag. And he said, you must use the blue and the brown. I questioned him on that. I said, why blue and brown? He said, well, it represents the two groups, the Aurdu and Mathuri. the Red and the Blue Rock people. And then he gave me those two special names, the Adnyamathanha and the Vachapa. And I was so impressed by that. And I thought, this is fantastic. This is something that would have died a gentle death if it wasn't for him. And then, because the Australian flag's got some stars on it, we'll put the stars on there. And that was Vince, and then, see, the old original flag used to have Adnyamathanha, the word Adnyamathanha written right across the centre of it. Then Vince actually met with Uncle Gordon and said, no flags have got words on it. Can we revamp it? And he said, yeah, as long as you got the blue and the brown. That's what he is on about, blue and the brown. And then between them, they came up with this new design, Vince and Uncle Gordon. And they put the flags, the stars on there. See, the Seven Sisters, which are the Altini, this is a male version of the Seven Sisters story. Very quickly, I'm going to tell you. These 7 women were the most beautiful girls. Everybody admired them so much that they promised them to marry this one and that one. And when they got older, all these young men wanted to have them as their wives and so on. But not only the people admired them, but also the other creatures of the planet, the Ikara. Excuse me, boys. The other creatures of the planet. And the Ikara was watching them. When they got into this tight cluster, the Ikara then lashed out and swallowed them. And suddenly the most beautiful woman had vanished, eaten by these Ikara, the serpent snake. Then everybody cried them in the form of rain. And this land then was filled up with tears, flooding. And the Ikara became waterlogged and bloated. Then he burst open, throwing the Altini into the sky, forming Pleiades, the 7 sisters. So, the Bible says that this land was once inundated by flooding. Noah built an ark. If you look on the tops of these mountains, you'll see wave rocks suggesting it was once geologically a seabed. Adnyamathanha people say it was a seabed too, but tears crying for these women. Okay, there's a lot of similarities here. So anyway, when the women were up in the sky, they then said, well, to protect each other, part of sharing, caring, respecting, we need to work out a system. So they met with the men, and the saucepan on the flag represents the Meredici, the men who actually were part of the first ceremony that took place in the sky. And then one day at this ceremony, they worked out law and order, the Adnyamathanha system. And then they sent the information down with 2 disciples. See on that, you see those 2 men there? On the signs, you'll see it all around the place here. One man standing up pointing, other one sitting down pointing. They're the Vudlabil of Alnapa. They're the disciples who brought down the law and order. And they brought it to a special ceremony. And in that ceremony was here held at Ikara, Ulpina. And you see on the flag, you got that like a sun. That's the first ceremony that ever took place. That represents that. And the beams represent information coming into the circle and going out from that ceremony, the first ever ceremony. You'll find that symbol on all the rock art around the place as well. There's a whole traditional symbol. That symbol also represents the Atla. Atla is the core group that represents all Adnyamathanha people. And those sunbeams represent all the different core members, the leaders that sit on this board to represent Adnyamathanha interests, whether it's interest in land or language, culture, and so on, community. They all sit on this board. And then the board is led by our chairperson, Damien. He's the chair, I'm the vice chair of the Adnyamathanha Traditional Lands Association that have been, with the help of all our board members, we've been able to achieve this great day of celebrations. So on behalf of the board, I would like to, just before rounding up with the flag, I forgot to tell you one thing, and this is a challenge to you, that before this ceremony was brought down to earth, there was a ceremony in the sky called the Marara Malkara, the duck ceremony. Marara is duck, and the ceremony is, like Malkara is ceremony. So a duck ceremony took place in the sky before bringing information down to earth. Now, why they call it a duck ceremony is simple, because the duck is the first creature that could fly, walk and swim. Because remember, this land was inundated by flooding. The duck ceremony, the Marara Malkara, brought the law and order down. And if you look up in the middle of summer, you'll actually see the duck in the sky. The handle of the saucepan, which is Ryan's belt, represents the beak of the duck. The base of the saucepan is the head of the duck, and you'll see then a constellation of stars that make up a huge duck. And when you see it, you'll say, what? It's been here all that time. It's amazing. So that's a challenge for you to look up in the middle of summer. You'll see the duck in the sky. Okay? Why in summer? Is because the Otini, the woman, the Pleiades, it's the start of ceremonies. The women start the ceremonies. It continues through summer, and when the women no longer are seen, that's the closing of the ceremonies. Women started, women carried through the summer, and women then close it off. In Adnyamathanha culture, women also are instrumental in giving us our blood groups, our moiety, Aurdu and Matari. So me, for example, my mother is Matari, therefore I follow her blood group. I don't follow my father's. In Western culture, you follow your father's name. In our culture, is you follow your mother's moiety, blood group. Okay? Thank you. Now, I'd like to sing one more song just to round this all up. It's a little song about Yulu's travel. The bush, there lived an old kingfisherman who shared his knowledge every day with the Uras who lived there on the land. Then one day a messenger came to tell him he had to go way down south to Ikara. He had to move fast, he couldn't move slow. On the way, he lit a big fire to cook some food to eat along the way. The coals from his cooking place can still be seen there even today. The two Ikaras were watching him, and they followed his footsteps down. He had to move on swiftly to reach the ceremonial ground. Yola Yurala, Yola Yurala, he was leaving his country behind. Kakurpruna, Kakurpruna, he left his mother behind. He got to Ikara just in time to share his knowledge with the Uras there. Then the Ikaras circled round. There was wind and dust going everywhere. As the Ikaras circled round, Yula escaped the scene. They divide The people rolled over and died and formed the walls of Wilpena Pound. Yola Yola, he was leaving his country behind. Kakuprona, he left his mother behind. Yola, he left his country behind. Kakuprona, he left his mother behind. Yola, he left his mother behind. Kakuprona, he left his mother behind. He left his mother behind. He left his mother behind. I've got to do one more song and that's it for now. It's a really important one to do. When I was just a kid, I used to play around a Flinders Ranges mountain I call home. And whenever the summer rain would fall, the creeks they'd all come down, and I'd sit and watch the water fall down the gullies of Wilpena Pound. I'd walk around the hillside like any kid would do, throwing stones into the gum trees at the crows and the cockatoos. It was just one great playground from dawn till the sun went down, near the foothills of the place I love called Wilpena Pound. Big mountain, you mean so much to me. You stand there in your glory, you've got a place in history. The old Adnyamathanha people told me stories about you. That's why I always feel so glad when I see you so misty blue. Big mountain, I think of you where as a kid when I see your pictures in postcards, I feel like coming home. But now I'm living far away, and sometimes when I lay down, I close my eyes and come back to you. Big mountain, Wilpena Pound. Big mountain, you mean so much to me. You stand there in your glory, you've got a place in history. The old Adnyamathanha people told me stories about you. I always feel so glad when I see you so misty blue. That's why I always feel so glad when I see you so misty blue. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Damien.